What's up? In this video we will be implementing the bank system in the game. So if we go to the village, we have a bank, and right now it's just a work in progress page, and this is what we will implement. And for this video I prepared an image for the bank, which is this one, which we will be inserting here, similarly to how we have an image in the news and so forth. So let's maybe start by inserting that image. If we go to the bank page, it's currently just says work in progress, and let's put in that image. So we are already doing it in the news as we just saw, so we will copy paste a little bit from here. We copy paste this image part into the content box, and we need to import image from next image, and then we replace this with the image I just made on Midjourney, and I think we need to set padding equals to 4. So here we will be having our bank, but before we actually start implementing it, let's make the backend TRPC routes for it. I think that's always a good place to start. So for this one, when I made the game, if we just go to the data model, we can see here we already have this bank entry. So by default, everybody actually has 100 money in the bank. We just haven't had any way to access it up until now. So let's make the backend. To do that, we need to go to server, API routers, and we need to make a new file for bank. And we will call this bank router. And we need to put that into our root TRPC router, similarly to everything else. We do that here, bank, and we add the bank router. Perfect. Then we need to implement our endpoints, backend endpoints for this. And I guess we need only 2 endpoints, one for putting stuff like depositing money and one for withdrawing money. So let's make one called toBank, which takes, I guess it's just actually a single number, which must have a min value of 0. And it's a mutation, and it has to do things. So we need to implement this. And then we need one for putting money from the bank into your pocket, which also just takes a given amount. Okay, so to implement these, for sure we need to get the user. So let's import that fetch user from the profile router. We do this often, which is why I know where it's located, profile. I guess it has to be the same for both. So we do const user, await fetch user, and then it needs to get the Drizzle connection or the ORM and the user ID to fetch, which is the session user ID. Good. Then let's do the toBank first. I guess first we check if the users, this field is called money. If user money is less than the input amount, then we need to throw an error. And as per usual, we want to use the server error. Maybe we should use the base response. So this is basically an output definition, and we need to do it for both of them. So this is just a schema which has a success boolean and a string for the message. And now it complains because we're not returning something on this format, so we need to do that instead. Not enough money in pocket. Yes, and if we do have enough money in the pocket, we can actually now update the user So we don't need the action log. That was just because we started from that file. We need users data, and we do result, await, update user data, set. That's not completely correct. This has to be user data, user ID, CTX user ID. This doesn't have a .db, and we need to update the money and also the bank amount. We say bank equals to bank plus input amount. And then to make this even safer, I would like to put in an extra statement here in the where clause that says that the user money must be greater than or equal. I think that's what it's called here. The input amount. So this query will fail at a database level if this is not true. Good, and then finally, yeah, exactly, I want to check the affected rows. So if no rows were affected here, that means that the where statement didn't hold up. And if the where statement didn't hold up, it must be because someone tried to double insert money or something. Is this called rows affected maybe instead? Yeah, exactly. Why is it complaining about this? Type undefined. I am not returning undefined at any point, I think. Am I? And for this one, I think I've done it in other videos as well. I prefer to do like this. SQL user data money input amount. Same for the bank. So bank, and we need to subtract for the money and increase on the bank. Why is it complaining about this? Let's try restarting TypeScript. So I think this is good. This one, let's give it message. Perfect. And it seems to not be complaining anymore. So let's see. I would think that Copilot can almost finish this one now based on the context. If bank is less than input amount, yes, then it can type the plus money minus bank. It gets everything right here. And 0, it returns an error. And there we go. Let's restart TypeScript. Yeah, it already fixed it. So these are our two backend functions, and they look good now, I think, and we added them to the root. So now I think we basically just have to do some front-end stuff. So that should be easy, I think, because it's a quite simple interface that we want to make. So let's start by just, let's make a div here. Guess we want 2 columns. Class name grid calls 2, and then we want 1 for target, 1 for bank. This looks good. Let's do text center on both those columns, and some padding to the bottom probably, MB4, maybe MY, some padding on both ends. Let's see, these two We probably need to have them flex column, I imagine. Flex call, and items in the center. Then I don't think we need this text center anymore. Oh, we did. Does it have to be justify center then? Justify. We can do the text center as well, that's fine. If it works, I'm happy. And then we want some icons. Let's see what we got for money. I guess one of these buildings would be nice for the bank. Let's do the building library. And oh, that was lucky. Banknote. Building library and banknote. Let's do those two icons initially. So where is it? It's something like from hero icons outline. Yeah. No, isn't it? I think you have, as far as I remember, something like this. Then bank, yeah, banknotes icon, library, bullet icon, building library icon. Let's see how it looks. If it's not the right one, then we can fix it afterwards. So on this one, I want to do banknotes icon with that size. No, bigger. Let's go bigger. Let's go something like 20 or something. This better. And I really wanted to center that. I don't know why. Why is this justifying it? We'll deal with that afterwards. On this one, we do the library, building library icon. Instead, then we need to, I guess, let's put the actual number here. So we do, we already have the user data. Let's do some convenience here and just extract the money. We don't have to do that all the time. Call it user data. So here we just put in the money, and in the other one we put in the bank. Now I really want to center these. Justify center. How come this stuff is not working? We do image, we do a grid calls to text center. Picking up everything in this one. Oh, the bottom one is actually, the numbers are centered, but not the icons. That's interesting, I guess. Why does that happen? Maybe I just have to refresh? No, that would also have been weird. Could be going on here. How to center an icon. This is something I have done a million times. And I'm almost certain it should be the item. Is it because I forgot the S? Yes. Items center is what needed to be there. Perfect. This one, probably let's do a little bit of a bigger text. Do text LG maybe? Yeah. I guess that's fine. And we can put this in there as well. Then let's do some sort of title, maybe with an even like a font bold and text Excel, something like that, and say in this one, money on hand, make it very clear, money in bank, something like that. Good. Next up, we need to actually do the input forms to have some push buttons we can push to transfer money. That means we need to make some schemas, we need to make some use forms. We need to make a lot of stuff here. So let's do the schemas first. We need to import sort for that. So import set from sort. Then we do a to bank schema. Just needs an amount and it has to be positive. And it needs a max value as well of money, because you can't transfer more than that. Then we need a to pocket schema, and you can't transfer more than that. So those are the schemas for the forms. Then we need the forms. Why is this? Yeah, okay. Let's say if these haven't been retrieved yet, we'll set them to 0. Then we need somewhere where we're using use form, because I can never remember the imports. The chat field, that's fine. We need these two, use form and start resolver. And then we need to do forms. To bank form use form. Yeah, I think that's actually the way you do it. And then the resolver just needs to be this. Perfect. And that looks alright as well. So those are the two forms. Then we need the mutations. So we need to let's do training grounds. Need to import this one. API, so we can call the backend. Mutations, we have one mutation called mutate to bank. We need the loading thing as well. Call it L1. And we need to give it a on success, also an on error. I think we can copy some stuff from here. Do that just in the beginning, and then we need to import the toast library. I have done this quite a few times now, so it's the same process always. Then the error should be something like error transferring. Bank to bank, that looks right. This should be transfer bank. Same for that one. And we don't want to, we need the utils for this, so let's get that up here. T utils. This we want to refetch user data if it succeeds. Utils, so do API use utils. And with that, we can call it like this, profile get user invalidate. So we invalidate the get user query if we succeed in depositing. Then we need the same for to pocket, and hopefully error transferring, transfer to pocket. That looks all good. Finally, we need to do some submit handlers on deposit, let's call it. And that is the to bank form. handle submit. That gets a, I don't think it's async, handle submit data, which is the amount. And basically we just need to give that to our toBank method on the mutation. So basically this links up the form to the mutation that calls the backend. And we need the same for on withdraw. Just the pocket. Here, now that we're here, we can do the loading screens. So if, yeah, and we'll call it transferring money. We just show a loader if we're transferring money. And then finally we need those input fields. Let's just see somewhere we're using an input field here, and here we're actually using an input field with a button on it, so that's perfect. We'll just copy this. And I guess we'll just put it right beneath the header. This will fail because we haven't imported it. Do like this. I don't think we need this type. Okay, then props, no. Register, we need to do instead a toBank form. The register, disable, no. Here we need to do again toBank form, and it's the amount. Autofocus, no. Whatever is loading thing here, we for sure don't need. Let's check the rest afterwards. On click, we need to do on deposit, the submit handler we just implemented. And then the button, we need an icon, and I guess we'll use one of these chevrons, what I've usually done for stuff like this. Chevron, double right, chevron, double left. So we remove this, chevron, I don't know if that's the right size, probably not. Didn't we import the input field? Yes. What is it complaining about? Ah, it's the form state. This is on, isn't it? Still not happy. toBank form state. Because it's optional. Property ID is missing. Okay. ID in this case is amount. So that just needs to have the field value number. Perfect. That looks okay, except for so the button we stole was from the ChatGPT, which is why it's this color. Let's do it amber 900 instead. I think that's what we're using otherwise usually. That looks good. Let's put this inside a div. We can give it a width, full width full. I think that should make it, yeah, okay. We probably need some padding as well. It looks better. And finally, I think we should get a placeholder in there saying something like transfer toBank. Perfect. And we need to do the same here, so hopefully Copilot can fix this. Let's see. Amount. Didn't get it completely right. And now, okay. So it got everything except for this div. That's easy. Yeah, let's just check. So we're toBank. Yeah, that's not what we want. Now we need the toPocket form. toPocket form. Boom, boom, boom. This needs to go left instead of right. and it needs to be on withdraw instead of. And we need a placeholder saying transfer to pocket. There we go. Okay, let's see if it works. I'll transfer 100. Unexpected number received string. That makes sense because none of these input fields have the type number. And then I can see this button thing is not working out well, so we'll have to go to input field. Fix that. Why does that happen? Just see this. I think it's because the error has to go outside this div. Yeah, that worked. Perfect. Okay, let's try again. I'll just refresh. We say 100, transfer it, and it goes in. Let's try transferring 1500. It tells us we're not allowed to. We go 1500. Yeah, it will not allow us to. Perfect. We transfer 100 back. That seems to have worked as well. And I guess we have a bank. I'm thinking if we should implement some interest kind of deal as well, so it's a little bit more fun to have stuff in the bank except for just protection. I think that will be quick to implement, so let's do that. Let's say the bank title. We will inform the user what the interest rate is. We can type save money and earn 1% interest. Per day. So to do that interest, we have a daily cron job, which is here, which right now is updating the daily quests. It right now has one thing it's doing. Let's say that's step 2. That's where it's updating the daily quests. And then step 1 will have a bank interest or something like this. And I guess it's just doing the database, update the user data. We don't do interest on money, only on the stuff in the bank. Basically every day we run a query, not on a given user ID, but on all users, where we say set the bank to it has to be bank plus bank. So now it's basically adding 1% every day. So we can try this out if we remove this timer that prevents us from doing it. And I already have it open here. If I go with this one, now I have 0 in the bank, so it's not doing anything. Let's put in 100. We run the daily script, and then it should be 101. Okay, this should not happen. What's going on? Saying bank equals to bank. Okay. I'm an idiot. Like that, of course. So let's try running the daily again. And it should give us 2 extra. Yeah, so 2. Perfect. We re-enable the timer. And let's just review. We added an image. We fixed that button on the input field for when there's an error message. We added the bank page, which is just what we see here on the left. We added the interest rate. We added the bank router to the root, and we added the actual bank router with those 2 endpoints. And let's just check their guards. They have a guard for the user money, and then also one at the database level. So with this, I think we can commit the bank, we say it's a new feature, introduce bank system. We push it, and then this should be live in 1 to 3 minutes. So thank you guys for watching this video and looking forward to the next one. Bye.